no. There were no Secret Servicemen. There were no cowboys. Look, about halfway across in the crossing, Ferguson told me told me and Ricky we were supposed to rendezvous with a ship that would exchange the crates for Sanborn with similar crates. We would steam off the bills of lading, we'd put them under the crates. Said it was worth $2,000 to each of us.
A lot of money.
That is too much money to not say yes. So, we all figured the crates would be in Santiago before they were opened. That's all the way down the coast. It's been at least 3 or 4 days, if not a week. We would have been on our way back to China by then, so who cares? So, we agreed. We locked the crew up. They're not guilty of anything, by the way, so...
I agree.
And we didn't want them to know what was going on. I told them this story about they were being looking for criminals, so they would, because I know a lot of these men have checkered pasts. So I figured they would just keep their mouths shut. And then later Ricky came up with this idea about this custom ship and this Secret Service and package or whatever. I don't even know what that was about. He told him that. I really... And he was going to give him a bonus out of his own money.
So what was in the package they gave you?
What package? There was no package.
Oh, there was no package,
They switched out Sanborn's boxes for some they brought with them. That's all there was.
All right.
The package was Ricky. He made that all up. So they wouldn't say anything while they were in San Francisco. He was going to... There's a 20-man crew who's going to pay a quarter of his share, $400, to pay them off. And we would probably have pitched in, too, if it had worked out. So we met a ship. It was a bark-rigged steamer called the Sea Witch.
Sea Witch?
The name was nailed on.
Okay.
So it's probably not the Sea Witch.
Okay.
They did what they said they were going to do. They came on board. They moved the crates out. Those damned crates. Those creepy crates. I never liked being in that hole with those crates. We changed the bills of lading, and then it headed southeast. Probably Mexico. Maybe South America is where they're heading from there. They're the way they're going to. I can tell you something else. But you gotta get me out of here.
I don't know if I have that power, but I can try.
Try first. And once I'm out, I'll tell you. It's nothing that they can handle in this country, in this city anyway.
I guess I'd go back and ask if I could help him get a plea deal.
Okay. If you want to stick around for the trial, you're welcome to try. You have to talk to the judge.
Oh, okay.
And Sanborn. He's the one that was robbed.
Yeah.
If Sanborn doesn't want to press any charges, good luck with that, is what the police officer says to you.
I guess I'll go to Sanborn real quick.
Sanborn's already left. He's probably back at his hotel room for 10 o'clock at night.
I guess I tell him to hold strong until the morning. I'm going to try to get Sanborn.
Not the first time I've been in jail. Okay. And then you leave and go home? Or...
Yeah.
Okay, you leave and go home, spend the night.
Because, right? It's probably too late to go over to the crazy guy.
Well, these stations will be open 24/7, so it's up to you.
I guess I'll go talk to the crazy guy.
Okay. You go down to the stations closest to the docks, talk to the police there. Let's see. See if there's anything that you have to do to... Where is crazy guy? I put his picture in twice, now it's confusing me. Alright, give me a persuade. Again, we're dealing with social skills a lot. 82!
That is still a success.
It's a success? Okay, that's all it just requires a success. Alright. His name's Emery Halpin. Or Halpine. I don't know. But yeah, alright. He takes you back there. He's in a cell. Forlornly sitting on a cot. Not sleeping. Just kind of sitting there. You can flip his name over on his little picture.
I handed it back to you, actually.
Oh, yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Emery Halpin. Or Halpine. He looks despondent. He looks depressed.
Yeah.
He's just sitting in the cot. Basically, these are cells with, like, just all bars. So, they're not putting you in the cell with him.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk to him like right.
I guess I just figure I'd ask, like, right off the bat, like, how'd you get to the dock with dynamite? Just his story, however he wants to tell it.
Okay. Several hours later, the story comes out. This man has some issues.
Mm-hmm.
He jumps around different parts of the story at different times. You never do find out where the fuck he got the dynamite.
Alright. Just somehow was in his hands.
Yeah, well, no, he bought it somewhere apparently.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't know where. He just knew he had to stop it. He had to stop the dragon. He had to kill it. It's alive, you know. It's alive. It'll take you, it gets in your head, and then it makes you do things.
Now, how did it get in your head?
It was just there, I don't know. That's why I left. That's why I left the expedition.
Oh, so you were on the expedition.
I was part of the Thornburn expedition of 1873. I was brought in. I'm an archaeologist, no doctorate, but I am very expert in survival in desert environments. I helped with digs in Egypt, in the Sahara. I know how to survive. I know how to do it. We were looking for a village of Karahat. We didn't find it. We found something else. We found bad things. Well, Karahat was supposed to be the oldest city in the Gobi Desert. East of the bank of the Azan. That's lower in Mongolian. The Azan River. The Chinese called it Hai, the Black River. In the middle of the Gobi, the Gurvana mountain, the lower part of the LT mountains and the Alasha Gobi. It was in a remote land several hundred miles from the Great Wall. And it was allegedly the northern center of Chinese civilization to distribute Chinese culture to the barbarians since the 2nd century BC, and then conquered by Tango Xia Empire in the 8th century, and then lost to the Mongols in the 12th century. In 1372, the Ming armies captured the Izen region from the Mongols and destroyed Karahat. So we're there to find it. Find Karahat. There's a bunch of legends. There's legends around it. Because it used to be a land of great plenty, and now it's just desert. It was Karabatur, the black hero with the black magic words. He ruled the city with brave warriors. He was great and powerful, as much so as the Chinese emperors. But the Chinese armies encircled Karahat and left the city without water. And Karabatur was ready to die fighting, but his favorite daughter convinced him to save his life. And after a parley with the Chinese, it was agreed that they would enter the city unopposed the following morning by a gate in the west wall. While during the night, the Chinese army assembled before the gate, impatient to pillage the city, but under cover of darkness, Karabatar and his army, they left. They left via the east gate. Only his favorite daughter stayed behind to open the west gate at daybreak to fulfill the promise. And they fled. They didn't even have horses. They all died of thirst. And as Karabatar fled, he spoke the black words, and all natural life died as they passed. The trees and forests fell in the direction he was fleeing. The storms rose, burying the city in sand. He and his warriors encamped on the border of their ancient land, and the Chinese, and let themselves be buried in the rain of sand. But during the night, his daughter flung the treasure in a dried-up well. And when the Chinese came in the morning, they found themselves in a barren desert. There had been fertile lands. And they stormed into the town. They sought vengeance, but they only found a lonely girl weeping in a watchtower. His treasure was never found, because the favorite daughter was slain without ever revealing its hiding place. And the soldiers quickly fled, because the lands were dead. And there. And legend said that others went to look for the treasure and claimed them that on certain nights it lays in a great pot in a well. However, anybody who approaches it finds flames rise up to protect it. Even shamans and Tibetan lamas have been frustrated by the magic that protects it. Karabatur's spirit guards it. And there's another legend that says, during the end of Mongols' rule, Atsina was commanded by Karabatur, a brave chief, whose name was given to him because he didn't vote black magic. And when he heard a large force of rebellious Chinese was advancing against the city, he and his warriors went to engage them. He was defeated, had to withdraw. And then there was a siege. They even dammed the river that rolled up against Karahat. And the residents dug a well 900 AD. But there's no water. So he decided to go down fighting, and he killed his 2 wives and his son and daughter so they wouldn't be abused, and he hid all his treasures. Over 1 million ounces of silver plus untold quantities of gold and other valuables in the well, and they filled them in. That same well. And then he led his men out the opening in the north wall, fighting his way through the gauntlet encircling the Chinese. And one by one his warriors fell. And as he fled, fighting all the way, Karabatar cried out the words of black magic, and all life around him withered and died. Irrigated fields dried up, crops shriveled, trees became skeletons, everything turned black, a sandstorm rose in currents. That's the stories. But you know what really happened? Worse. I don't know. But that's why we were there. So, we found a windswept spot in the middle of the desert with a metal sticking up and had a dragon head. And we were certain that it was Karahat. But when we dug it up, it was just a cannon, a massive cannon, biggest we had ever seen, 20 feet long, and 5-foot wheels this big. Just Dr. Thorburn called it the Dragon Cannon. They'd been spiked. You know what that means? You take a spike and you stick it in the touch hole. Put it in there so it can't come out. And then it's useless. The cannon can't be fired. There's no touch hole. You can't fire a cannon without a touch hole. It was gold. Our geologist said it was some kind of gold alloy. There. It was covered in Chinese. Dr. Marston and Dr. Gleason. Dr. Marston was our linguist and Gleason was the Chinese specialist. They examined it thoroughly. But the writing, it concerned breaking a curse and rendering the cannon useless. The only symbol that wasn't Chinese was on top. It was a star with a flame in the middle. We dug out around it and we found bodies, 100 at least. They were all relics of 14th century Chinese armor and corpses, well, skeletons. There was at least 100. They were just all arrayed around the cannon. No sign of city. We looked for the city. There was no sign of, hey! No.
Oh, see that?
She's chewing up the little tiny, no. You're not to chew that. She's chewing up these quilts are made by tying off the ends, and she's chewing those up. Don't eat those, you little dink. Here, chew this. Chew that. That's actually a chew.
Really
All right.
That's fine.
What a way to break the mood, you little rat. Okay, so no city. Over the next 6 months, the digs continued, and the Chinese porters, they were scared about the cannon. Some deserted, others were hired. There were 20 workers and graduate students, and they kept going back to bring food and water. And the scientists who worked most closely with the cannon and the spikes seemed to become more unhinged as the months went by. They became obsessed with removing the spike. Eventually, Dr. Thorburn gave permission, provided we could do it without damaging the cannon. And when it was removed, there was this massive dust storm that blew up. And Dr. Marston went mad that evening. He was our linguist. He claimed it was the end of the world. And he told, and he'd been told it was coming, though he wouldn't say by who. Another month went by, and then Dr. Gleason and Dr. Fitchett lost their minds. Dr. Fitchett, he murdered Dr. McFadden. Shortly after that, Dr. Thorburn was found dead near the cannon. There's not a mark on him. Several of the graduate students had disappeared or fled by then. And when others turned up dead, it was decided to take the cannon out of the Gobi. That was early in 1875. The Chinese workers kept abandoning us. Some of the American workers had succumbed to the element or left. By the spring, we reached civilization. I left. That's when I left. Only Dr. O'Loughlin and Leland Turner. O'Loughlin was a historian. Turner was an engineer. That's all that was left of us. And that's when I left, and I arranged transport back to the States. I never wanted to see China again. And my funds ran out here when I came to shore. Washing dishes. I got a job washing dishes. I was happy. I was happy washing dishes. But then I found out. I saw the paper this week about the thing. If they brought it, they're bringing the thing here. And I had to stop it. I had to destroy it. It's alive, you know. It talks to you in your sleep. It rots away those who study it too closely. It destroys their minds, their bodies. I don't want to think about it. Okay, so this took a couple hours to get this information, because he kept going off on tangents and giving you information in
Talking about his childhood and stuff.
No, it's always about the canon and the Gobi and the shit that happened, and he gives a lot of detail. But that's the gist of what you learn. That and about Karahat. So yeah, that's pretty much everything from him.
Okay.
From Halfine. He's crazy. I think he's probably completely nuts. Do you like Swedish fish? I'll put them on. I want something sweet. Francis. Okay. So it's well after midnight by the time you have gotten all this information.
At bedtime.
Okay, so you go to bed. What am I doing next day?
I'm immediately go see. I'm gonna go pee. That's what I want to do the next day.
I might do that soon too.
Oh. I'm sure hope that.
I can't pause this. Hold on. Okay. Wednesday, Thursday, April 6th, 1876. So, you dealt with Halpine. They found Langhorne. And he's got to figure out a way to get Langhorne out of jail. To get a clue. I'm going to eat a pretzel. Oh, that drop piece. All was quiet, except for the crunching of pretzels. That's yours.
Going by the information I've been given, the one that got in the cab and went somewhere that night, that day, was the captain.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think? The other two went off on foot. So it's Thursday, April 6th.
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Go talk to. No, I haven't heard his name in a while, so I've forgotten it.
Who?
Sanborn? Sanborn.
Yes. Yeah, you can find him. He's at the hotel.
Right.
What do you want to talk to him about?
Talk to him about the guy that we have in custody.
Okay.
Not the crazy one, but the other one.
Yeah.
And basically, like, he says he has some more information that he'll give us if he can avoid charges.
Oh, okay.
And my suggestion is have him like released into our custody kind of thing, if we can get that arranged. And after we actually have like checked the information and like seen if it actually got us anywhere, then we'll actually let him go or not.
Okay. He thinks that you should give him that information. Tell him that if the information pans out, that Sandberg is willing to drop. He says he's willing to drop charges.
Okay.
If that information pans out, to get them back the cannon.
Yeah.
Not release him, but
drop the charges.
To tell this guy, that he's willing to drop charges if they get the cannon back.
All right. I'll go off and relay that message.
Okay. Give me another persuade check.
Persuade check. This is the one I failed.
This guy's not. That's what you make.
This is the one I
You
failed.
make it. 96.
Yeah, I told you this is the one.
Yeah, he's not. He wants something more than that. That feels like an empty promise to him.
Yeah.
So, well, how can you sweeten the deal?
How can I sweeten the deal?
Yep. You want a minute to think about it?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll go pee then. Come on, little dog. Come on. Okay, what'd you think of? Right me out of prison.
What if we get it in writing?
Oh.
And I notarize it.
Yeah, but you're still dealing with if you get the cannon back. He wants charges dropped no matter what. So you're going to make that persuade check. But if you get him that in writing, he's willing to take that if the investigation leads to the cannon, that he's still let go. In writing. If you can't recover it for whatever reason, if it's sunk in the ocean or something, he doesn't know. But he doesn't know, but he doesn't want to risk you guys for whatever reason can't get it back because somebody melted it down for metal or whatever. And then he ends up in prison.
I'll go back to Sandberg.
Give me a persuade on him now.
Oh, this is the one to succeed.
93?
Yeah, that doesn't succeed.
Sandberg wants the cannon back.
I want the cannon back too, man. It's got a little bread in your museum.
Alright, so, you discuss it. So here's the deal. If you are willing... Okay, so he's willing to pay $1,000 for its return, but it was a $5,000 investment.
Uh-huh.
if you're willing to make good on that investment, if the cannon isn't found, or can't be returned or whatever, if you are willing to agree to make good on that at the end of the whole thing, either return the cannon or cover the expense of it. In the end. And that's not money you have to put down right now. That's whenever you find it, or whenever you don't find it. He is then willing to, yes, drop all charges. But it's a great expense, and he feels like he's been robbed, because he has.
Yeah.
So you can understand his indignation. But again, since you failed that persuade check, he's gonna require more than just your word.
Yeah.
And you don't have to fill out any kind of like contract.
I do also relay information that I've gotten so far, like about how they think that the ship that they moved it onto is moving towards Mexico or South America. That's good to know.
Well, this man says he can get you more specific information.
Yeah, I know. Tell him if he doesn't know yet that the crazy man that tried to blow up the cannon was from the first expedition.
He didn't know that. Actually, the police haven't gotten any information out of that guy because he rambles and rambles and rambles. Nobody's willing to sit down and talk to him.
I am. So I sat down and talked to him, and that's what I found out.
Okay. That's odd. But again, are you willing to make an agreement with Sanborn to either cover the costs or if the cannon's not recovered? And then if you are, he'll sign an affidavit that says he will not press charges if the information that Langhorne has leads to anything. Leads to you guys is a good lead. And isn't just some garbage that doesn't do anything.
Let's do it.
Alright.
Why not?
It's a gentleman's agreement. He's not making you sign anything about the $5,000, but he will expect you to pay it. On the other hand, if you recover the cannon, he'll pay you $1,000.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you're betting. This is like a gentleman's bet almost.
Yeah.
No. So he signs an affidavit, you notarize it, you take it down, you show it to Langhorne, who's currently being kept, but he says, alright, he wants you to show that to the police, make sure that this is all official, so you can't back out and tear it up later. Alright, so he says he thinks he heard one of the men say Guadalupe before they left the ship. When they transferred all the stuff, something about going to Guadalupe or somebody named Guadalupe. He doesn't know anything more than that. And that's all he knows. That's literally all he knows.
Alright.
What do you want to do? What are you doing?
What? Oh my goodness.
So I feel like the captain's gone by now.
So what?
I feel like the captain's gone by now.
You have no idea. Think whatever you want.
I go to the local library, and I figure out where Guadalupe is.
There is a Guadalupe in Baja California. Northwestern Mexico, right on the coast. There's a huge bay right there, actually. Right next to that? Maybe I didn't make one for you guys. San Francisco, Chinatown. Here we go. Mexico. Right up here.
Yeah.
Right up in the, just south of the border, actually.
Yeah.
Here's Mexico. What are you looking for?
I don't know, I'm just seeing what it is.
I think that's ginger ale. And there's some Dr. Topper, whatever the hell it's called.